If you want to know the Shona person who anakwenda kuchikoro, we see the L paberi pake. Because R comes from the mother, L comes from the teacher. That's the basic, litmus test of an illiterate Shona person. So he never managed to graduate from the mother's alphabet. Zvekuti wakaenda kuhondo hazviti no substitute. Takaenda kuuniversity, takazodzokera futi tikaenda kuuniversity. Kuenda kuhondo is no substitute for illiteracy and ignorance.
Yeah,
so it's just these are the things which and you were commanding an army by contrivance. Uri illiterate army yevana vakaenda vachibva kuTegwani, vachibva kwaTsambe, vachibva kwaMukaro, vachibva kuSairini. These are the people who fought. Vodzoka voenda kuchikoro vapona hondo, wopedzera wakuita commander wavo iwewo. How do you command such an erudite and educated army uri illiterate? You think they can endear themselves to them? But akaenda kuDRC hauna vakamuproka, hana kana kumboendeswa kuno command. Yes, he doesn't know anything about that war. I told you. Kambeu Aginyu ndiye akaendeswa Chimopo. A field commander of not and hapana zviri papo. He's already pumped up it, I mean nothing else.
Going to happen.
He's dead because number one, he trapped them. People did not want this guy. Saka pavakanzwa kuti anga ari kuda kuitwa anointed, vanhu vakati tingazotagara naaripo pane uchu. So it was a resistance against him 2030. But now number one is outsmarted him by saying ina handisi kuenda ku2030 tiri kuenda kuCongress. Iwo vanhu vari kuti we must stick to the constitution. I agree. But the constitution ipati inoti munoenda kuma-elections, no anointment. This is the crux of the matter, no anointment. And aunovhoterwa nevanhu. And can uchimuonepo paipai, if he goes for a vote, he probably, his left hand may not vote for him.
That was Ambassador Christopher Mutsvangwa talking to journalist Maynard Mayowa. It was an interview that he had with Christopher Mutsvangwa, and from the interview you can tell that Christopher Mutsvangwa does not have kind words for Vice President General Chiwenga. Let us take a look at the history of where the rivalry between Christopher Mutsvangwa and Chiwenga came from. In early 2024, reports indicated that President Emmerson Mnangagwa dismissed Mutsvangwa from his ministerial position due to concerns over his dealings with foreign investors and alleged political maneuvering. Notably, Mutsvangwa was accused of canvassing support to replace Vice President Chiwenga, particularly seeking backing in the Midlands province. This ambition reportedly led to tensions between the two, with the sources suggesting that Mr. Mutsvangwa's actions were perceived as attempts to weaken Chiwenga's faction within ZANU-PF. This rivalry escalated when Mutsvangwa publicly questioned Chiwenga's war credentials, implying that Chiwenga was a latecomer to the liberation struggle. This challenge to Chiwenga's seniority highlighted the deepening factionalism within ZANU-PF and underscored the brewing succession battle to President Emmerson Mnangagwa. By mid-2024, political analysts observed that the succession race within ZANU-PF had become a two-horse race between Chiwenga and Mutsvangwa. Mutsvangwa's assertion about seniority were seen as direct challenges to Chiwenga's position, further intensifying the rivalry. These developments illustrate the complex, continuous political relationship between Chiwenga and Mutsvangwa, characterized by mutual distrust and competition for power within Zimbabwe's ruling party. President Emmerson Mnangagwa is nearing his end of term limits, and there's a growing speculation about who's going to succeed him. Chiwenga, as the vice president, is a natural front-runner, but Mutsvangwa has been positioning himself as an alternative candidate. By questioning Chiwenga's credentials, Mutsvangwa aims to weaken his rival standing within ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF has long been divided into factions, and the current main factions revolve around Mnangagwa's loyalists and those aligned with Chiwenga. Mutsvangwa has been associated with Mnangagwa's camp and may be trying to discredit Chiwenga, prevent him from taking over. Mutsvangwa has publicly questioned Chiwenga's credentials. Since the Liberation War is a key source of legitimacy in Zimbabwean politics, Mutsvangwa's attacks aim to undermine Chiwenga's credibility. Mutsvangwa's strategy seems to be to erode Chiwenga's influence and build his own case of power, especially as the 2028 election approached. However, Chiwenga still has a strong military backing, making this an intense and unpredictable political battle. So this analysis comes in the heels after a prominent journalist who's based in UK called Maynard Manyoa released an interview that he had with Ambassador Mutsvangwa. And in the interview, Ambassador Mutsvangwa went crazy in denigrating Vice President Chiwenga. He called him names, he called him illiterate, he called him that he was not fit to be anywhere near power. He also said that Chiwenga did not participate in the war of liberation in Mozambique. He came late when the war was nearing its end. He also said that the war in Congo, Chiwenga was sidelined on the mission that was done by the Zimbabwe army in the Congo between 1998 and 2003, where Zimbabwean troops were sent to support Kabila's government in the Democratic Republic of Congo. But however, Christopher Mutsvangwa has been discredited for spreading falsehood because there was an interview that was done by one journalist who was based in Bulawayo called Zanele. Zanele interviewed a soldier who participated in the Congo War, whose name is Mr. Chaplin Love. And Mr. Chaplin Love, in his submissions, or you can go and check out the interview, he said that they were deployed to a place called Ikela, which was an island sort of a place in Congo, where they had to be fighting tooth and nail with the Rwandese for 11 months. And after the battle was won, Vice President Constantino Chiwenga, during the time when he was a military general, he visited the Congo to see the soldiers who had been besieged. Ambassador Mutsvangwa's assertion that Chiwenga did not participate in the Congo War are false, are marred by malicious intentions to discredit Vice President Chiwenga, because Christopher Mutsvangwa has got ambitions to become the next president. I have decided to cut a piece from the interview that Zanele had with Mr. Mdlovu so that we can hear what Mr. Mdlovu said regarding the visit by Vice President Constantino Chiwenga to that place called Ikela.
I still remember one day sinchonchinja inyama yenja ngoba kongasela ezama ukuthi madoda let us eat anything, so akwangela division sasingasoze sime sabuya sithe sesifike eMbandaka sesiphumile ikwesahlangana khona lo vice president uChiwenga icame kuwozone wafika civil efuna ukubona ukuthi abantu beyikela kanjani.
It is so evident from remarks that Mutsvangwa oftenly gives regarding Chiwenga. There are no kind words that comes from Mutsvangwa when he is describing Chiwenga, which prompt people to think that Mutsvangwa is deliberately attacking Chiwenga to discredit him so that he can be able to maneuver to become the next president. Chris Mutsvangwa is not a stranger to controversy. In December 2024, he made controversial remarks about the late President Robert Mugabe's role during the liberation struggle, claiming that Mugabe refused to train alongside freedom fighters. These statements were met with criticism from political figures, including Xavier Kasukuwere, who described Mutsvangwa's comments as detrimental to the legacy of the independence struggle. More so, in May 2024, following the arrest of his son nephew Mutsvangwa on allegations of money laundering, Christopher Mutsvangwa appeared to blame Chiwenga for orchestrating the arrest. He questioned Chiwenga's war credentials and suggested that some individuals were attempting to exploit the judicial system to create a rift between him and President Emmerson Mnangagwa. In July 2024, Mutsvangwa refuted claims of a secret agreement that would position Chiwenga as Mnangagwa's successor. He emphasized that ZANU-PF is a democratic party where leaders are elected by the people, not anointed. Mutsvangwa stated that ZANU-PF is not a church where people can be anointed, underscoring the leadership should be earned through popular support rather than predetermined arrangements. These incidents reflect the ongoing power dynamics and factionalism within ZANU-PF, as key figures like Mutsvangwa and Chiwenga vie for influence and leadership positions in ZANU-PF. If you enjoyed this type of content, please do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Until we meet again, stay blessed.